General Ibrahim Babangida, Nigeria's former military head of state, is remembered for so many reasons. One of such reasons is the execution of his childhood friend, Major General Mamman Vatsa, and 9 other highly trained and sophisticated Army and Air Force officers. In this edition of Hisple Media, I bring to you the names and profile of 10 military officers that were executed for conspiracy to commit treason in 1986. My name is Gabriel Adidia. Please come with me. We begin with Lieutenant Colonel Yoshi. At the time he was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason between 18th and 28th of December 1985, Lieutenant Colonel Yoshi was a young and brilliant infantry officer. Yoshi was of the Tiv ethnic nationality in Benue State and was also of the Christian faith. He was 35 years old and married with 5 children. Yoshi served as a directing staff DS Senior Division Army Faculty at the Command and Staff College in Jaji. Upon his graduation from the Nigerian Defense Academy NDA in Kaduna in 1970, Lieutenant Colonel Yoshi was commissioned into the Nigerian Army as an infantry officer. He was an Academy Junior Under Officer JUO and later received the Distinguished Sword of Honor as a best cadet. But before we continue with the story, let me invite you to take a moment to like this video. And if you are among those who have watched our videos before but have not subscribed yet, kindly take a moment to subscribe to this channel. It will go a long way to help us create more videos. Thank you. Let's get back to the story. Yoshi took various courses abroad, all on merit, including the Junior Staff College in Toronto, Canada, the Junior Land Force Command and Staff College in Kingston, Ontario, also in Canada, and the Army Staff College in Camberley in the United Kingdom. He had the best performance in the lieutenant to captain and captain to major promotion exams in his batch, and later became substantive lieutenant colonel before the rest of his class, perhaps in 1984. Early in his career, Yoshi commanded a company before becoming ADC to the General Officer commanding GOC 3rd Division, then Colonel, later Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma. When Danjuma became Chief of Army Staff after the 1975 coup, Yoshi served as his military assistant. At a time when almost all army battalions were commanded by lieutenant colonels, Yoshi was the only major who was posted to command a full combat-ready battalion at Brinin Kebbi as a field lieutenant colonel. His battalion, the 81 Battalion, gained respect under his command as the most physically fit and combat-ready battalion in the army at one time. In 1982, he became a brigade major in the Brigade of Guards in Lagos before being posted to the Command and Staff College Yaji as a directing staff DS in 1984 after the Buhari coup. At the Command and Staff College, Kingston, Ontario, he was the best foreign student. When Yoshi went to Camberley, he held the highest rank in field exercises and was the only one that was allowed to operate as a brigade commander at major tactical exercises. He was perceived to be a non-political officer owing to his negative attitude to the 1983 coup against President Shehu Shagari. In December 1985, he was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason, tried and sentenced to death by firing squad. Yoshi was executed on the 5th of March 1986 at the Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison in Lagos. Next on the list is Lieutenant Colonel Christian Oche. At the time of his arrest in December 1985 on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason, Lieutenant Colonel Christian Oche was Colonel General Staff at the Directorate of Military Intelligence in Apapa, Lagos. In this position, he was only second to the Director of Military Intelligence within the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps. Lieutenant Colonel Christian Oche was also from Benue State. After his secondary education, Oche trained at the Nigerian Defense Academy from 1968 to 1970 when he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Army Regular Combatants. In 1974, he attended junior staff course at the Army Junior Division of the Joint Service Command and Staff College at Watchfield, Shrivenham, in the United Kingdom. He also attended the intelligence staff course. From late 1974 to 1975, he was the Deputy Adjutant and GSO-3 at the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. In July 1975, Oche was a brigade major in the Brigade of Guards under the then Colonel Joseph Namvan Garba. After the 1975 coup, he became military assistant to Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma, then Chief of Army Staff until 1977 or 78, when he was replaced by Michael Yoshi. Oche attended the Command and Staff College Jaji between 1979 and 1980 and graduated PSc. He would later obtain a Bachelor of Arts degree in French from the University of Oklahoma in the United States and a Master's degree in International Relations. In 1984-85, he became a General Staff Officer, Intelligence and Security at the Supreme Headquarters in Dodan Barracks. After the Babangida coup against Buhari on August 27, 1985, he was posted to the Military Intelligence Headquarters as a Colonel General Staff. Oche was married with 5 children and was executed along with Yoshi on the 5th of March 1986. At number 3, Lieutenant Colonel Musa Beton. Lieutenant Colonel Musa Beton was Director of Logistics Planning at the Army Headquarters in Lagos when he was arrested in December 1985 on charges of conspiracy to commit treason. He joined the Army on January 23, 1961 as a student at the Nigerian Military School, Zaria, where he was 2 years older than Mike Yoshi. He was commissioned during the Civil War in the United Kingdom on August 1, 1967. Beton was an emergency commissioned officer due to the circumstances of the time. He fought during the Civil War and had an excellent reputation as a brilliant and very tough young infantry officer. After the war ended in 1970, he attended the Infantry Officers Basics and Defense course in the United States and followed by airborne training also in the United States. Beton was among the first few Nigerians to be airborne qualified. Later on, he attended the U.S. Marine Command course as well as the U.S. Marine Staff College. At the time he was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy, he had been nominated to attend the Royal College of Defense Studies in the United Kingdom. Throughout his career, Beton held a number of important positions in the Army. From 1979 to 1981, he was Deputy Commandant to Brigadier Mamman Vatsa at the Army School of Infantry. Beton was credited with establishing the airborne training program at the school. After spending 6 months as commander of the 7th Infantry Brigade in Sokoto, Beton was redeployed to command the 130th Battalion at Ikom and the 13th Amphibious Brigade in Calabar simultaneously. He also served at the 82 Division Headquarters in Enugu. He was also married with 5 kids and was executed on the same day, 5th of March, 1986. The 4th officer on our list is Wing Commander Ben Echel. On December 17, 1985, when he was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit treason, Ben Echel was a fighter pilot and commander of the Air Defense Group based at the Nigerian Air Force Base in Makurdi. He was a 36-year-old Igala man from Benue State. After completion of basic military training, he began his flying career in 1969. In 1971, he was deployed to the Operational Conversion Squadron, first on the Czech-made L-29 Dolphin, then the MiG-15 and later the MiG-17. In 1974, he was sent to the Soviet Union for training on conversion to the MiG-21. From 1976 to 1977, Ben Echel received training at the Royal Air Force in Britain, the armament camp in Sardinia, Italy, and the west coast of Wales, Aberforth. From September 1977 until December 1980, Ben Echel set up Nigeria's first MiG-21 operational conversion unit as the officer commanding. Echel trained practically the entire first generation of locally trained Nigerian MiG-21 pilots. From December 1980 until December 1981, he attended the Joint Services Staff College in Wellington, India. On his return to Nigeria, he held the position of Staff Officer, Operation Strike Group, Officer Commanding Operational Conversion Unit, and the Air Defense Unit, all based in Makurdi. After the 1983 coup, Echel was promoted and he became the commander of the Combined Strike Group and NAF Station Commandant. He was involved in several evaluations for the purchase of aircraft for the country. During the Nigerian-Chad border conflict of 1983, Echel led a strike aircraft group that attacked islands in Kinasara area of the Chad Basin in support of the 21st Armored Brigade to repel the Chadian invasion. He also commanded the Air Force detachment during Operation Sea Dog in Calabar, a joint exercise designed to test responses to situations in the Bakassi Peninsula. He was executed on the 5th of March, 1986. The fifth officer on our list is Wing Commander Adamu Sakaba. Wing Commander Adamu Sakaba was arrested at 3 a.m. on December 17, 1985 in his house in Makurdi on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason. At that time, he was commanding officer, Central Armament Engineering Depot. He was 38 years old and a Christian by faith. Wing Commander Sakaba was born in Zuru in present-day Kebbi State in April 1947. Sakaba attended secondary school in Bida, Niger State and enlisted in the Air Force on September 4, 1967. He graduated NDSE from the Nigerian Defense Academy with a third regular intake. Sakaba attended the Royal Air Force Technical College at Cranwell in Lincolnshire, United Kingdom for 18 months and graduated with a military engineering diploma in aircraft armament. Subsequently, he attended the Engineers Management and Technical Instructor course also in the United Kingdom before the Senior Officer Staff course in the United States. Adamu Sakaba took the typewriting course on MiGs 15 and 17 in the Soviet Union before attending the military university in Kiev, where he graduated in guided weapons technology. Indeed, at the time of his arrest, Wing Commander Adamu Sakaba was the only Nigerian ever trained in guided weapons technology. He also attended the Command and Staff College Jaji in Nigeria. Over the course of his career, he held several positions, including Air Officer Commanding the Nigerian Air Force Technical Officer School, Ground Training Group, Kaduna. In this capacity, Sakaba trained many of Nigeria's Air Force maintenance technicians and engineers. He was married with 4 children and was also executed on the same day, 5th of March 1986. Next on our list is Major Daniel Idowu Bameideli. Major Daniel Idowu Bameideli was born in the southern city of Port Harcourt to a Yoruba father and an Igbo mother in 1949. In 1968, at the age of 19 and 1 year after the Civil War began, Bameideli joined the Nigerian Army as a non-commissioned officer. Despite his relatively young age and lack of experience, he excelled as a soldier in the 3rd Marine Commando Division, initially under the command of Colonel Benjamin Adekunle and later Olusegun Obasanjo. He went back to the NDA and was commissioned on July 29, 1970. Bameideli eventually worked as a military training officer at the academy before being assigned to the 12th Infantry Brigade in Aba as a company commander. For a brief period, Bameideli served under Michael Yoshi, who was also executed along with him. In 1974, Bameideli traveled to the United Kingdom for further military training. Following another impressive performance, he was nominated for advanced infantry training at the United States Army Infantry Corps in Fort Benning, Georgia, where he graduated with high recommendation. Soon after, he received a personal letter of congratulation from the then Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.Y. Danjuma. Afterwards, Bameideli attended the junior division of the Ghana Staff College, Teshi, and achieved the highest rank of command during the final military exercise. From 1976 to 1979, he was a Grade 2 staff officer in the G Branch operations at Army Headquarters. In 1979, he became Grade 2 staff officer for training at Nigeria's Defense Academy and later served as General Staff Officer 2, Operations and Training at the headquarters of the 3rd Armored Division in Jos. In 1982, he served as Operations Officer for the Nigerian Battalion, NIDBAT, which was part of the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, known as UNIFIL. After returning from Lebanon, Major D.I. Bameideli served as the Operations Officer for the 3rd Division Headquarters during the border conflict with Chad. He heard of the 1983 coup and reported to his boss, Brigadier Muhammadu Buhari, but was arrested and detained for coup plotting. According to him, that is the reason why he did not report the 1985 coup, in which he was found guilty of treason and executed on March 5, 1986. Bameideli was married with children. Next on the list is Squadron leader Martin Luther. At the time he was arrested on December 28, 1985 on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason, Squadron leader Martin Olufolorunso Luther was 33 years old. He was a staff officer, operations in the Presidential Air Fleet, the 227 Executive Wing. Martin was born in Lagos on April 17, 1952 to the family of Martin Obafemi Luther of the Taiwolu family, a descendant of the royal house of Isheri and Christiana Idowu Ayenke Elliot. He attended St. Gregory's College, Lagos, where he was sort of a boy to Wing Commander John Coup. In fact, it was Cou's decision to join Air Force that motivated Luther to do the same. He was an avid sportsman. Martin Luther played basketball and squash and had interest in current affairs as well. Martin Luther enlisted in the Nigerian Air Force in July 1970 and was initially trained at the Nigerian Defense Academy, where he got his commission in 1971. He was later sent to the United States for undergraduate training as a pilot. When he returned to Nigeria in 1973, he was initially deployed to the Czech L-29 fighter jet trainer on track for a career as a fighter pilot. He flew fighter jets without a helmet because of his size. He was so big. But the Nigerian Air Force realized this helmet breach and rerouted him to a career as a transport pilot. When the Nigerian Air Force took over responsibility for executive transportation, he was one of the first 3 pilots deployed to fly Nigerian leaders on a variety of aircraft. During the Chadian OAU peace operation, Luther was in charge of the NAF Rees group based in Maiduguri. By the time he was arrested for the Vasa conspiracy, he had recorded about 3,800 flying hours, one of the highest hours for any military pilot in Africa of that rank. Squadron leader Martin Luther was married with 4 children and was executed on the 5th of March 1986. At number 8 is Major General Mamman Vatsa. Major General Mamman Vatsa was born on December 3, 1940. After attending secondary education at the government secondary school Bida, Niger State, he joined the Nigerian Army on December 10, 1962. Following preparatory training at the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna, he was sent to the Indian Military Academy. General Mamman Vatsa attended many military officers inside and outside the country during his career, including intelligence, security, policy and strategic studies, equitation, physical training, among others. He ascended through all the officer ranks of the Army from 2nd Lieutenant to Major General and was Command and Staff College certified PSC. Vasa commanded the 21 Battalion during the Nigerian Civil War. After the war ended in 1970, he was an instructor at the Nigerian Defense Academy before being posted as a principal staff officer at Army Headquarters. Subsequently, he commanded the 30th Infantry Brigade Ogoja until July 1975, the 13th Infantry Brigade Calabar until February 1976, and the Brigade of Guards until 1979. After the Dimka coup investigation, Mamman Vatsa was secretary of the tribunal that convicted Dimka. Vasa was commandant of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry, (NASI), from the late 1979. In 1981, Mamman Vatsa was named the commander of the Joint Military Task Force during the massive border mobilization along the entire length of the Nigerian-Cameroon border. During the later part of President Shehu Shagari's administration, Vasa was made the Quartermaster General. As Babangida overthrew Buhari in 1985, General Vasa was in Mecca with Major General Tunde Diagbon on pilgrimage. As of the time of his arrest in December 1985 on suspicion of conspiracy to commit treason, Mamman Vatsa was a minister of the Federal Capital Territory and a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. He was an accomplished poet and writer and a childhood friend of Ibrahim Babangida, who finally ended his life and career. He was executed on March 5, 1986 by firing squad. The profiles of Squadron leader Ahura and Commander A.A. Oguji have not been ascertained at this time, but available information confirmed that they were both from Benue State. For the story of how the Mamman Vatsa coup was exposed to the government, please watch the video displayed here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Hisple Media if you have not done so already. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.